each reap the rewards of their exciting career. But I took them away from all that, and now they work for me. My name is Charlie.
What an exciting show back in the 70s, early 80s. Actually got a few movies out of it a decade ago or so. Yeah, you right. Maybe 15 years ago, those Charlie's Angels movies. Lucy Liu, Charlene, I don't know who was in them. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you right. The E.T. girl was in them. A Monday afternoon. What a miserable afternoon weather-wise. Weather-wise, it's a great afternoon. Christmas is Sunday. New Year a week away from this Sunday. We'll head into 2023. We're going into the future. In about 13 days, it's all done. New Year's resolutions, all that good stuff. Yeah, you right. No, just kind of a miserable day out there. A Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, Vancouver type of day. Temperatures in the, I'm guessing, low 50s. It's humid as hell. It's raining on and off. Sometimes pretty steady. I didn't see any like torrential downpour type stuff, but some pretty steady rain where you're going to get wet running from the car to the house, to work, whatever. And just cold and windy and nasty. And I was outside in it and I was like, man, if you exercise, yeah, by the way, it's 52 degrees, 80% humidity, feels like low 50s. I think it feels like high 40s with the wind for sure, with the wind chill. No, if you're like a outdoor exerciser, this is when you need the gym or a buddy who has a gym membership and you go as a guest because you just don't want to do your outside routine in this. I see some folks doing it, not many. Those three cities I mentioned before, Portland, Seattle, Vancouver, they're on their bicycles. They're out walking and jogging on a day like this because a lot of days are like this. A lot of rain gear sold up there. Anyway, it's cold. It's going to get colder. Friday through Monday this weekend, kind of insane cold temperatures. At least for southeast Louisiana, maybe some record-breaking temperatures. Who knows? All I know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, below freezing on the South Shore. Below freezing on the South Shore. New Orleans, high 20s, mid to high 20s. That's the low temperature. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, mid to high 20s for the South Shore. The North Shore, I don't know, it could be high teens, low 20s. What the hell? I didn't move down here for this. Oh, I didn't move here. I was born and raised here. Whoops. I didn't sign up for this. Anyway, the only blessing is, it goes away fairly quickly. But boy, a lot of places around the country, this is sort of routine. And for us, it's like, man, get ready for the weekend. It's going to be insanely cold. The triple P is in effect. Triple P. Of the three, the pets are the most important. They're actually alive. Plants, pipes. Pipes are expensive to replace. A lot of folks have that PEX pipe now that I guess expands and won't break like the old conventional copper. Old school, but better overall, I guess. Insulated. Run a trickle. Anyway, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, some ridiculously cold temperatures. Yeah, the triple P in effect. Pets, plants, pipes. Yeah, protect them or there'll be trouble. The pipes, they could burst if you don't have the right pipes or they're not insulated or you're not running a trickle. Like a pencil, that seems a little thick, but a pencil stream a little thinner than a pencil. but definitely a steady stream, not a drip. And plants, that's a little tougher deal. I mean, you can wrap them, you can protect them that way. I don't know how warm they're going to stay. Maybe you get creative and hang some hand warmers from some precious tree you have outside. I don't know what to tell you. I'm serious. Maybe there's something you can do. Keep the little insulation inside the bag or some bags. You know, something airtight. Hang some, hand warmers in that tree if you're trying to keep something alive outside. Plants are obviously, I think more plants is bring them inside. Potted plants that are outside, subtropical stuff, bring those in. And the pets are the most important. Yeah, I have an outdoor cat. I've already got the cat acclimated with the garage and a bed with the heat blanket. I'm getting another portable heater to heat up that area. The one I had worked for a second today and then broke. Typical. It was a cheapo. You get what you pay for. That hunk of garbage, probably made in China, going in the garbage can. I'll spend a little bit more this time and hopefully buy something from ideally the United States or Canada or something like that. But I'll settle for Mexico or pretty much any friendly country, Indonesia, Malaysia, Taiwan, just nothing China. Try to avoid Chinese-made products. Anyway, no, got to protect the outdoor cat. So where I feed the cat outside, the last few days I've been feeding him in the garage, her in this little area with the heat blanket, getting her familiar. Now she's leading the way into that area. So when I get that space heater or two, that area will be nice and snuggly overnights. And I'm hoping the cat will naturally gravitate towards that area as the temperatures drop. The cats are smart. So are the dogs. But if you have an outdoor dog, I mean, I've never heard of an outdoor dog. It's ridiculous if you have an outdoor dog and it's not welcome in the house. The rules change now. I don't know what to tell you on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Cats are a little more, a dog could die in the cold quickly. A cat's going to find some little nook or cranny that's a little warm and bundle up. Yeah, you're right. Speaking of bundling up, those sweaters, those jackets, those coats, you're pulling all the winter gear out. Maybe some of it's like, wow, this thing needs to be laid out. It's got a little smell and odor. Doesn't seem quite right. Why don't you bring it to Young's Dry Cleaning and get it back to like new? Get it ready for the winter season. Those sweaters, those coats, those jackets, all your winter stuff that's been, put away for the last 6 months. Get it to like fresh, brand new condition. Young's Dry Cleaning can handle it. Walk-up locations, free pickup and delivery. They have manless locker locations all over the metro area. For more about this New Orleans institution that's been around since 1940, that's ready to handle all your winter gear. Start the season right. YoungsDryCleaning.com. YoungsDryCleaning.com. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. Mackenzie Scott donating $28 million to Orleans Parish Public Schools, to the charter schools in New Orleans and education nonprofits in Orleans Parish. Inspire NOLA getting $8 million. Collegiate Academies, $7 million. First Line Schools, $7 million. Community Academies of New Orleans, $3.5 million. Brothers Empowered to Teach, $2 million. Junior Achievement of New Orleans, $900,000, almost $1 million. Now, I've often spoken of silver linings from Katrina, BP oil disaster, coronavirus crisis. You have to look for them. You have to find them. It's a disaster. Life goes on. There's got to be some positive, some silver lining from the 99 bad things, one good. No, the 7, 8, 9,000 New Orleans Parish Public School teachers, employees, done, gone, fired. That was a blessing. Civil service, just politics, nonsense. It took Katrina to knock out this broken, terrible system. Corruption, horrible corruption. No kids getting taught, kids getting left behind. That's a silver lining from Katrina. The Orleans Parish Public School System.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With high-definition night vision surveillance systems, letting you see what's going on. Home surveillance that's smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, now with 4 area locations. Canal at Carrollton, on the North Shore in Slidell, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, and now in Metairie. West Esplanade at Transcontinental. The Woodhouse Day Spa.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about fresh local fish like flounder, snapper, and speckled trout, fried, broiled, or grilled. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, no cool spots. NolaAC.com, no cool spots.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
You know, it is the holiday season. You just heard Ken Friend & Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street. real diamonds, not man-made diamonds, natural diamonds, 1 billion years old, and so much more, like Breitling watches. Great stuff for her at Friend and Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street. You'll hear me talk about the Woodhouse Day Spa, 4 area locations. She wants a day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa. She wants to go to the Woodhouse. Now I'm going to throw something out of left field this holiday season, a gift idea. I live in that Oak Street neighborhood, kind of Pigeon Town, Holly Grove, Carrollton, Riverbend neighborhood. And Oak Street, I often joke about the Bermuda Triangle. Be careful. You get caught up in that, Maple Leaf, Frenchie's Gallery, and Giacomo's Restaurant, that Bermuda Triangle on Oak Street. There are people that have gone in and have never come back out, never to be seen again. All right, all kidding aside, Frenchie's Gallery each and every year has a lot of great stuff, from little small knick-knack stuff to huge, great works of art. And when I say the knick-knack stuff, it's like a screen print of some big piece of art. You can get the actual painting. You can get the screen print of the painting. You can get the screen print shrunk down. Some are, for like on top of your mantle or, above the fireplace or on your dresser, that kind of thing. And some are for the wall. All different price points. It's real New Orleans at Frenchie's Gallery. And art is, in the eye of the beholder. I think if you like New Orleans, if you love New Orleans music and just the feel and vibe and flavor of New Orleans, I think you'll like what you see at Frenchie's Gallery on Oak Street. In the Oak Street Triangle, like the Bermuda Triangle. Frenchie's Gallery, Giacomo's Restaurant, the Maple Leaf. Yeah, you're right. It is holiday season. You can feel it in the air, even on a crappy, cloudy, rainy, wet day like today in the metro area. There's a little less traffic on the street. There's a lot of folks, I think, that on a day like this, if they can hunker down, new kind of work at home kind of thing. Talking about silver linings from Katrina, silver lining from coronavirus, that work at home, productivity staying at the same level or even increasing. So a lot of folks are taking advantage of that. I would say this weekend is a hunker down weekend. My God, it's going to be cold. Like ridiculously cold Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the overnight lows, all below freezing on the South Shore, all in the 20s. Ridiculous. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Yeah, you're right. I promised to answer these, I think, easy $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate trivia questions. I promised last week to answer them. I did not, but I will today. But I'm going to throw them out again today. Last chance to dance. But around 5:45, if I don't get answers, you're going to get them from me. Why is there a large cut in the St. Charles Avenue neutral ground at Toledano? Why is there a large cut in the neutral ground? St. Charles Avenue neutral ground at Toledano, a few blocks past Louisiana. It's definitely one of the oldest man-made structures in the United States. Some say maybe the oldest in the Western Hemisphere. Less than 80 miles from the French Quarter. I gave a hint last week. Come on, Tiger fans! I gave a hint last week. World's first movie theater. I gave a hint last week. There's a bar/restaurant in the Hyatt Regency in New Orleans that's named after the world's first movie theater. Another hint, established on Canal Street. Rouse's Market's phone lines, the magical number you can dial up on your landline. People still have those? Checkbook, landline? Or use your cellular device. 504 is the area code. 504-766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. World's first movie theater, oldest man-made structure maybe in the Western Hemisphere. Large cut in the St. Charles Avenue neutral ground at Toledano. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Tulane's Willie Fritz, runner-up for Coach of the Year, for Associated Press Coach of the Year. Sonny Dykes at TCU. Hard to argue. I mean, they're doing pretty damn well at TCU. Amazing. They haven't missed a beat coach to coach. Brett Martell will join us in the 5 o'clock power hour. Another Martell Monday. That's in about an hour. We'll find out what's going on with all of that good stuff. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson back at you. Uh-oh. I like this time of the year where you have NFL on Saturday. The Saints play Saturday at noon in Cleveland. The high temperature is 15 on Saturday in Cleveland. It'll be a high of 15. I went to that Saints NFC title game in Chicago back in, 06? Peyton Breeze, year one. It was 22. 15's got to be like more harsh than just 7 degrees. The lower you get, each temperature, it gets worse and worse. Wes joins us in New Orleans via the Rouse's Markets phone lines. How you doing, Wes?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, you right. What's on your mind, man?
Yeah, it's about the oldest, perhaps the oldest structure in the Western Hemisphere. And I think it's the Indian Mound.
The Indian Mounds?
That's what I think.
What are you talking about? On LSU's campus?
Yeah.
Right there at the, what's that, by the old Huey Long pool and the Cox Communications, what is that tutoring center for athletes and Manship School of Journalism on the other corner? You're talking right there?
All of that.
Come on, Wes. Did you go to Louisiana State University and Agricultural and Mechanical College in Baton Rouge?
No. I like to read.
Wow. Wes, I'd like to say you're correct because you are correct.
Yeah, you're right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Some dude stuck, like, I guess, a probe in there and pulled out some, I guess one of those long tubes, and some of his findings, he says, like, man-made 11,000 years ago. The pyramids are like 4,500 years old. 11,000, the Indian mounds, maybe more than twice as old as the pyramids in Egypt, right there on the LSU campus, Wes. I guess that was like high ground right there, and then build the mounds even higher. Didn't have to worry about any flooding from the Mississippi. That is kind of a natural high point right there. I mean, there's Highland Road right there. It's Highland Road for a reason. Wes, you are correct. I got $50 big for you at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Who's getting that?
Who's getting that?
Yeah, wife, girlfriend, sister, mother, daughter. I'm assuming some female in your life.
I'll have to take a pic.
No.
Everybody's still in Texas.
Uh-oh. There you go.
Never came back from Katrina.
Wes, you better hook up with a lady in the next few days, and you got a gift for her. You never came back? I know. Well, Wes, because a lot of folks that got displaced, they saw how the other half lives, and like a lot of folks, free will that chose to leave, not because of Katrina, before Katrina, after Katrina. They're like, I'll come back for my gumbo, I'll come back for my po' boy, but boy, New Orleans is dysfunctional. I love it. I'll always be a New Orleanian. No one can take that away from me. I'll always miss it. It's in my blood. It's part of me. But boy, this other place is better for me, better for my family, better for my kids, better education, better quality of life. The people seem to care more. They worry more about the Monday through Friday 9 to 5 stuff. Yeah, I'll go party whenever I want to party. I don't need professional partiers like in New Orleans with festivals and stuff. I can always fly in for that. The real stuff, New Orleans is terrible at, and this other place is better. No, Texas is a booming state with a booming economy, lots of opportunity, lots of money, almost the opposite of New Orleans and Louisiana, Wes. It's hard to argue with folks that have not returned, huh?
Oh, well, I totally agree. I mean, I remember when the economy turned from the oil boom to the oil bust, and we all had to turn to tourism. So that's what's happening, and that's what's happening.
Texas had that same oil bust, 40 years ago in the early 80s, but because of the cash that flowed in the 70s, Texas diversified their economy. They reinvested that money in roads, infrastructure, education. I mean, the University of Texas public school system has billions of dollars in endowment. LSU doesn't have even a single billion in endowment. Texas might be 20 billion, literally. And we did the opposite. We had Edwin Edwards as governor. There was no reinvest. It was just, playtime, fun time. And then when the you-know-what hit the fan, everybody swallowed hard, but Texas at least could readjust, pivot, and move forward eventually. And in Louisiana, we've been dog paddling west for 40-plus years. Am I right or wrong on any of that?
I think you got it all dead on target.
Yep, I think so, too.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tommy's Lock and Alarms is now hiring service and installation technicians. Great benefits, great pay, take-home vehicle. Apply today. Tommy'sLockandAlarms.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Kanye West was seen shopping at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google.
Okay, I think Kanye was talking about something else entirely. Super Discount Store on Paris Road in Chalmette.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, the official jeweler of your New Orleans Saints.
Enjoy outdoor dining on the streetcar line, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, the finest in Middle Eastern cuisine, Carrollton at Jeanette, Lebanon's Cafe.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
What an absurdly cold, just crappy day out there. Miserably cold, windy. It feels like 40s. It's like 50. Humid, wet, rainy, cloudy, just nasty. Nasty. Stay inside if you can. And this weekend's hunker down weather. You know, this is like it's Minnesota and there's going to be 3 feet of snow on the ground. And there's, I think Hank Allen from Channel 26 said it best. These 7 to 10 day forecasts of a white Christmas and snow. I mean, basically paraphrasing, he's like insane. Be like the same prediction for a hurricane and telling you exactly where it's going. And it's so true. So true. So anyway, it's going to be absurdly cold. Conditions could line up to where we get snow or sleet or ice or, you know, that type of wintry mix. The wintry nor'easter type thing down here in the Gulf. No, we could get that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. South Shore, mid to high 20s. That's the low temperature. Each and every day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Overnight, you wake up, it'll be mid to high 20s. It's crazy. North Shore, you know what that means? High teens, low 20s? Mid to high teens. Some places on the North Shore, that's nutty. Throw in the wind chill, they're talking like single digits. Like go outside and you think you're in North Dakota. I caught a little of Fargo the other day. Hey, it's the Brown Sierra. And then the dude, you know, using the piece of wood to push the other guy's leg into the chopper. Wow. 5-10 minutes of Fargo. Hey, I love you, Norm. Anyway, no, that type of, hey, get a soda. Hey, I got a pop. Get a soda. You guys, GEIS, you guys. Anyway, that type of weather this weekend. Get your gear out. Get your gear out. Yeah, no outdoor dining at Lebanon's Cafe. You can eat outside if you want. Now, all kidding aside, I went and picked up a to-go order a couple of days ago. It was about 55, 60. There were folks outside, a four-top with the coats on, the knit hat, eating outside at Lebanon's. I don't know if it's hot food. You better eat quick. If it's cold, I guess it's fine. I went inside, met a buddy of mine over there at Lebanon's Cafe. Had a business meeting, met a client with some potential future business at Lebanon's Cafe. Just really good Middle Eastern food. Consistent, fresh, large portions, priced right. Indoor dining, to-go orders, lamb chop, shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe, yummy. Lebanon's Cafe. Not too far from Tulane. And where Willie Fritz, yeah, you're right, runner-up for AP Coach of the Year, Willie Fritz and the 11-2 Green Wave, the 16th ranked Wave, getting ready for A showdown in a couple of weeks, 13 days away. No, 2 weeks from today. Excuse me, 2 weeks from today. As a matter of fact, they'll be in a third quarter-ish around right now. Well, no, I'm wrong. It's a noon kickoff. The game will be over by now. I was thinking a 1 o'clock kickoff or 1:30. It's a noon kickoff from Jerry World, Arlington, just like LSU. Noon kickoff from Orlando, the Citrus Bowl. Yeah, those carpal tunnel again. Both games, LSU and Tulane on at the same time. Willie Fritz, Associated Press, runner-up Coach of the Year. Runner-up. Number 2 in voting to Sonny Dykes, the TCU coach. Now, I was mentioning Lebanon's Cafe, Willie Fritz at Tulane. I was mentioning Frenchie's Gallery. Nice place to go get gifts for Christmas over there on Oak Street. Holiday season. Yeah, you right. How about Mackenzie Scott donating $28 million to Orleans Parish? That's huge. That's huge. That was a silver lining from Katrina almost 18 years ago. Almost 2 decades ago now. Boy, the public schools in New Orleans Parish, my entire life, were atrocious. The only thing that was good about the Orleans Parish public schools in my lifetime pre-Katrina were these magnet schools like McMain, like Ben Franklin, like Hines out in Lakeview. There are a few others. Lusher. These schools where the best and brightest test scores mattered. You know, I used to do sports talk radio, and you could have all these recruiting guides and all this, the 5-star player, 4-star player, you know, everyone wants him, no one wants him. I would always be like, who offered him? Wow, LSU, Alabama, Miami, you know, just all the big programs, Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, USC. I was like, wow, Florida State, whatever the era was, I'd be like, okay, this guy's legit. Who offered him? LSU, Southern, McNeese, Nichols, Southern Miss. Maybe he's a niche guy, a project guy. Maybe they missed on this guy, whatever. It's where are they going? You can give me Corey Johnson's 4-star, 5-star rating, all that. I want to know what programs are recruiting him. That's sort of the real truth. Where do these high school kids go to college? Where do they go to college? ACT, SAT scores. That's the real proof. Ben Franklin and Lusher, I mean, it's a bunch of, Stanford, Duke, Vanderbilt, scholarship, going for free, insane type stuff. So, no, very, very little positives with Orleans Parish Public Schools. And the ones that you could judge, from the graduation class where they're going to college, there were just a handful that were any good. The majority of them were bad. Some of them were absolutely pathetic. The school buildings, the environment, bathrooms that don't work, air conditioning and heat that doesn't work, teachers and principals that don't work. You remember Colonel Davis? First off, do you know anyone in military, post-military, that uses their military, rank in real life? I know of no one. No one. Not a single person, famous or not famous. It's like hard to find them. Now, a former House rep or someone I might know in the military, former senator. So, hey, senator, I'll still call them that. And it's years since they've been a senator. Colonel, how you doing? Because I'm showing respect for their military service if I know them from that. But you notice no one in the military ever brings that stuff up. Colonel Davis, the old school superintendent, he was Colonel Davis. It's like, dude, you've been out of the military a while. That's what you're going to – hey, you didn't get Mr. Davis. You got Colonel Davis. I'm a military guy. I'm going to apply the military thing to the public. No, you're just a guy that was in the military who's can't handle the public school gig, and it's not a knock on your military experience. Obviously didn't work out enough where you took it in well enough. There's just very, very few. I got an email, Corey at CoreyTalks.com, General Honore. He was General Honore. He was still a general when he was General Honore. He was still a general. And I don't know what else he's known as. And I know he's like a, hurricane type consultant and those types of things. I think that's a little bit different. We refer to him as that. I don't know if he's like, call me General Honore. He might be like, how you doing, Russell Honore or Mr. Honore? Or I'm Russell Honore. I don't know. Maybe he says I'm General Honore. I don't think he does. Maybe I'm wrong. I think military people kind of run from that stuff. But GQ on the North Shore via email, Corey@CoreyTalks.com might be right with General Honore. I think it's a little different. General Schwarzkopf. Anyway, Colonel Davis was pulling hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. His father was a janitor in the Orleans Parish Public Schools, a janitor. And I remember in 1 year he pulled 71 grand, and that was like 25 years ago. So that's six figures today. And it was timesheets. I'm not making this up, like worked 9 days last week. Worked 42 days last month. Worked 500 days last year, like that type of stuff. Worked 42 hours on Monday. He got 42 hours in on Monday, that type of thing. Yeah, no wonder he made 71 grand. Colonel Davis was a joke, and that trickled down. Every time it was a superintendent, it was all political, black versus white, New Orleans politics, contrary to everybody else. I mean, just insane. When you go contrary to everyone else, you're probably hurting the kids. I mean, think about generation after generation after generation, plural, generations of New Orleanians kids just sold out, not even close to getting educated, going from middle school to high school, getting a diploma, and can't really read or write that well, if at all. Can't get into college, can't get a real job because can't fill out the, I remember at LSU. I barely scraped by Spanish 1. Just barely scraped by. I got like a D or something. Moved on to Spanish 2. Day 1, they were just like, what's your name in Spanish? Tu nombre, whatever. I'm like, Corey Johnson. It was like, where are you from? And I'm just like, Monday. What's your major in college in Spanish? I was like, yes, I like Spanish. Like the teacher's like, dude, you got 2 out of 3 of these simple questions wrong. It was time to bail on Spanish. If you don't know the basics, you don't know you can't move on. Can't teach if you don't know the basics.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30, and they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region. with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockandalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pint paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all of the time.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
Recently, Kim Kardashian was seen at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Let's party.
Can you think of any other celebrities that won't sue us? Super Discount Store in Chalmette. The lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. 3235 Paris Road.
Wes picked up a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Perfect timing for the holiday season. Hey guys, it's what she wants. Simple. Question, what am I going to get her? Question number 2, is she going to like it? Both problems solved. Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Any denomination works. It's what she wants. But boy, the full-blown day of relaxation at the Woodhouse Day Spa, that's what she really wants. 4 area locations: Mid-City, New Orleans, Metairie near North Kenner, on the North Shore, I-10 at Gauze and Slidell, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, coming soon, a 5th location in Mandeville, another North Shore location, that's early next year. Find out more online, NOLA.woodhousespas.com. Definitely one of the oldest man-made structures in the U.S., some say in the Western Hemisphere. Yeah, 80 miles from the French Quarter, from the Dome. The Indian Mounds on LSU's campus, some folks say at least as old as the pyramids in Egypt, at least that old. Most folks say a few thousand years older than the pyramids in Egypt. Lately, some folks are saying a lot older, like 11,000 years old. 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse Day Spa is yours. Rouse's Markets phone lines 504-766-9480. Yeah, Wes got that answer. The Indian Mounds on the LSU campus, maybe 11,000 years old, maybe the oldest man-made structure in the entire Western Hemisphere. South America, Central America, North America. 11,000 years old, possibly. That World Heritage Site, Poverty Point, that's like 4,000 years old, maybe, something like that. This is like more than double the Indian Mounds. Amazing. Amazing. All near the Mississippi River. These old structures, mankind's been gathering around this Mississippi River maybe for 11,000 plus years. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. Good job, Wes. 2 questions still out there. It's Mardi Gras season. How about that for a hint? Why is there a large cut in the St. Charles Avenue neutral ground at Toledano? At Toledano. Had a caller last week, I think it was Bobby, said, so the floats can U-turn. And he was warm about Mardi Gras and the floats, but incorrect about the U-turn. We tightened him up with a gift certificate anyway. What's the correct answer? Why is there a large cut in the St. Charles Avenue neutral ground at Toledano? Give me the answer to that question. I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. 766-9480. World's first movie theater. It was on Canal Street. Pretty amazing. World's first movie theater. Give me the name. And I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. That's a lot of just real New Orleans stuff going on there. Like Katie's in Mid-City. That's real New Orleans. A lot of real New Orleans stuff going on there. Why aren't you at Katie's right now? The great wind down the day spot, great dinner spot. Tonight for dinner, there'll be a lot of people on a Monday at Katie's. It's as New Orleans as it gets. In Mid-City, Iberville Corner, Tallahassee. The quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant is Katie's in Mid-City. Hey, you folks out in Harahan, River Ridge, Elmwood, Old Jefferson, right in the bend in the road, the curve in the road on Hickory Avenue, Bienvenue. The Katie's of Harahan, bringing a little of that Katie's Mid-City New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue, Bienvenue. Katie's in Mid-City, Monday afternoon, cold, crappy weather out there. Nasty. Wet, windy, and rainy. Nothing to be outside enjoying. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the bottom falls out. The next few days, it's lots of high 40s and 50s through like Wednesday. Thursday, we might get some sunshine. We might get like 65 degrees, literally. Thursday, it could be like 65 and sunny in the afternoon on Thursday. And then the friggin' bottom falls out. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, lows in the mid to high 20s. We could see a 40-degree temperature drop in New Orleans from Thursday afternoon to like late Friday night, Saturday morning. In about 24, 30 hours, we might see a 40-degree temperature. It might go from 65 to 25, 67 to 27 in about 24, 30 hours or so from Thursday to late Friday, Saturday. Crazy. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, South Shore, mid to high 20s. The lows on the North Shore, mid-teens, high teens to low 20s. Insane. Minnesota coming to New Orleans. I hope not the food. I'll never forget that Saints-Vikings NFC title game, I guess it was. And they're hyping the game on TV. They're showing different food. Everybody's eating. And they go to Minnesota, and it was a bowl with fruit cut up and marshmallows. Ladies stirring it up with a spoon. Looked absolutely terrible. Worthless. And then they go to New Orleans, and some dude's like stirring up some just killer jambalaya that like you could grab it and throw it against the wall and it would stick to the wall. Just some pasty rice with sausage and shrimp and crawfish and ham. And I'm just like, that or the marshmallow fruit thing in the bowl. Just, it was incredible. It was funny. I forgot. I forgot what I was watching. I guess I was watching Pels at Phoenix. During a break coming back, they just showed the accelerated camera of cars, the white lights and the red lights of cars going through an intersection. And on the intersection was an In-N-Out burger. That was like the shot for Phoenix. I was like, I don't know, it's that, a desert scene, rocks, a cactus, or the In-N-Out burger. New Orleans, it's like 100 choices. What's that, Blue Boy? We're a culturally rich city, you're right. 93.9 FM, 107.9 FM, New Orleans. 5 o'clock powwow happening right now.
For years, you've been hearing about the virtues of Springfield Wellness Center and their successful treatment of over 1,000 individuals who overcame their substance addiction. Now it's your turn. Here's Springfield's founder, Paula Norris Medier.
Our Brain Restoration Plus Detox Treatment is an intravenous nutritional supplement that restores the brain's chemical imbalances. Our patients detox with minimal withdrawal symptoms. It also blocks the craving, which is unbelievable and which is why most people say they have a hard time believing, but it restores neuron function. Many treatment programs use one drug to get you off of another drug. At Springfield, we treat the problem. Addiction is first a brain disease. If you or a loved one suffer from substance abuse, please just give us a call.
Put your addiction behind you. Call Springfield Wellness Center now, 504-291-2800. That's 291-2800.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's families, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, the official jeweler of your New Orleans Saints.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Where can you find shish kebab in New Orleans? Lamb, beef, chicken, shrimp, plus all your other Mediterranean favorites. Lebanon's Cafe on the streetcar line. Lunch, dinner, and shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With smart home technology, control lights, locks, cameras, thermostat, and your alarm, all from your phone or laptop. Smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about their daily lunch specials like red beans and rice, black-eyed peas, white butter beans, liver and onions. Daily lunch specials. Fury's restaurant in Metairie. Yet another great cartoon from the 60s for children and adults. Could be shown and was shown in prime time. That's Saturday mornings only. Boy, the Jetsons, the Flintstones, Johnny Quest. Holy smokes, Bullwinkle. Incredible stuff. Creative stuff. Smart stuff. And then it all went into the toilet with SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. 5 o'clock power hour on a Monday afternoon. As crappy as it gets out there, my goodness. Welcome to Portland, Oregon. Welcome to Seattle. Welcome to Vancouver. About 50 degrees, feels like about 45, 42. Wet, rainy, windy, cold, overcast sky going from daytime to night now. Just nasty. Nasty. Like the smell of Bourbon Street, like stepping in a puddle on Bourbon Street. Like being on Bourbon Street. Yeah, you right, Crescent City. Monday afternoon, 5 o'clock power hour. Tomorrow, we will know all the news by this time. A big announcement. Michael Hecht will be joining us on the program around 4:20. He usually joins us on a Friday. That segment's always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, who's hiring, by the way. Go to their website, latrim.com, for a full listing of positions available. No, a big job announcement tomorrow. You know, Michael and I talk every week. We call a single, like maybe single-digit jobs, maybe 10 jobs, 10, 12, 15 jobs. That's sort of a single. A double might be kind of getting into double-digit jobs, but more than like a dozen or 15, maybe 20, 25, 30, 40. That might be like a double. A triple might be where you get into north of 100 jobs, 100, jobs or so. And then a home run, hundreds of people. And a grand slam home run's like north of 1,000. So that's kind of how we play it. Tomorrow could be an announcement of a triple, maybe even a home run. Could be north of 100 well-paying jobs. We're talking salaries into the six figures, which kind of tells me it's got to be something that is, no offense, not part of the oil and gas or, the energy sector as far as like working on the river, a plant on the river. It's a $2 billion plant, and there's going to be 500 people working there, average salary $96,000, $82,000. That's what I get out of those jobs. And I'm not knocking those jobs. But I think these are going to be six-figure jobs. And so I'm thinking not something on the river. I'm thinking something that's going to be in New Orleans, Jefferson Parish. Anyway, tomorrow we will find out. But maybe a triple, maybe even a home run, maybe north of 100 jobs, something good for New Orleans and the economy. Michael Hecht will join us at 4:20 to fill us in full detail on all of that. That's good stuff. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. Yep, cold and crappy outside. It's going to get colder, too. Friday through Monday, insane cold, at least for Southeast Louisiana standards. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, below freezing on the South Shore. The lows will be in the mid to high 20s on the South Shore. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Overnight lows, mid to high 20s. That means overnight lows on the North Shore, mid-teens, high teens to low 20s. It is way beyond a protect those 3 Ps. Pipes, plants, most importantly, pets, the live animals, the creatures, protect them. Dogs inside. If you have some outdoor cat, there's no way to catch it. It's not coming inside. Make sure you set up something in a garage, some isolated area that is protected from the wind, the elements. Ideally, I've got a garage. I got an outdoor cat. There's going to be, like this. I got this thing with sheets and a heat blanket and a floor heater kind of heating up the area. I don't think it's going to be 90 degrees or 72 degrees or something, but if it's, 20 outside, that area will probably be like 60 degrees, 50 degrees, more than fine for an outdoor cat. And the cat's smart, already finding the area. I'm already feeding the cat in that direction, getting it going in that direction. Be smart, be humane. Owning an animal, loving an animal outside, it's a responsibility. It's not just a free ride. You can't bury your head in the sand. It requires vet visits. And if you have a dog, heartworm medicine every month, things like that. Spay and neuter. Don't be selfish. No, be a responsible adult, a responsible pet owner. You didn't, it's America. Who's this guy on TV radio telling me what to do with my animal? I own the animal. It has nothing to do with that. That is called ignorance and belligerent attitude. Go check out a mirror. A mirror. Hey, the Rouse's Markets phone number to dial in the program, area code 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. Wes picked up a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Maybe the oldest man-made structures in the Western Hemisphere. I said less than 80 miles from Bourbon Street. The Indian Mounds on LSU's campus could be 11,000 years old. More than twice as old as the pyramids in Egypt. Wes knew that answer. The very old Indian Mounds on LSU's campus. Pretty cool. I have 2 more $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. 2 more trivia questions. Why is there a large cut in the St. Charles Avenue neutral ground at Toledano? We know it has something to do with Mardi Gras floats. Do you have the answer? If not, you ain't getting any moolah at the Woodhouse. If you do, 50 big bucks coming your way from the Woodhouse Day Spa. I'm also looking for the world's first movie theater. It was on Canal Street. World's first movie theater. You have the answer to either one of those questions. 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse is yours. 504-766-9480. 766-9480. Hey, no cheating. No Yahoo, no DuckDuckGo, no Bing, no Google, no search engines, no intranet device. You either know the answer or you don't. Brett Martell's going to join us in a few minutes. Another Martell Monday. Willie Fritz. Tulane was 2-8 last year. Ida, misplaced, displaced, 2-8. They're 11-2 this year. They're ranked 16th in the country. They're going to their first major bowl since 1940, the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. They're taking on one of the, historically speaking, one of the mightiest programs in the history of the college game, the Trojans of USC. They're also 11-2. They're 10th ranked. Just a beautiful thing. Willie Fritz, runner-up, AP Coach of the Year. TCU's Sonny Dykes takes it. Willie Fritz, number 2. Runner-up Coach of the Year. Congrats to Willie Fritz and the Tulane football program. They're not done yet. USC's favored by 2, a measly 2 points in this Cotton Bowl game. 2 points. I think most folks would think USC by 6, 7, 8. That tells me a lot. That tells me Tulane is hungry. They want this 12th win. They're fired up about the game. Ascending. They earn it. They beat Cincinnati. They earn a trip to the American Athletic Championship game. They have to avenge a loss from a month earlier with Central Florida. They do that. They earn that Cotton Bowl berth. USC, an overtime loss in the Pac-10 championship game, knocks them out of the playoff. They're deflated. Cotton Bowl against Tulane, they're bummed. So there's a Vegas is smart. Tulane getting 2 from USC. USC only favored by 2. The sucker bet is USC. The suckers are going to bet USC. The winning bet is Tulane. I think Tulane's not only covering that 2 points, they're winning the game outright. They're hungry. They got a great defense. They've got an offense that's balanced, yet they can run the ball and burn up clock and play D and burn up clock and play D. I love it. Can't wait for that game. We'll visit with Brett Martell to talk about that. The 6-8 Browns host the 5-9 Saints Saturday. I love this time of the year. No college, late in December. NFL plays on Saturday, Christmas Eve in Cleveland. The high temperature's 15 degrees in Cleveland on
Super
Saturday.
discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to Tommy'sLockandAlarms.com.
Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
The official afternoon talk show of the city of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on the Neutral Ground.
You can say anything you please about me, but don't say anything bad about Blue Boy.
Down, Blue Boy. Good buddy. I saw Margaret Orr had her border collie, Blue, B-L-E-U, and her poodle photo posted today. So I replied with Tolly, my Australian Shepherd, and Blue Boy, my Basset Hound photo on Twitter. As if you care. Anyway, that was my reply today. And that is Blue Boy. You don't mess with him. 19-year-old Blue Boy will be 20 this March. Keep going, Blue Boy. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday. A ridiculously cold, nasty, wet, windy Monday. Get inside, stay inside. You're not dropping coals tonight. Stay inside. It's nasty. Temperatures in the high 40s and 50s for the next couple of days. Thursday, we could get up to like 65 on Thursday. And then, like I said earlier this hour, the bottom falls out. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, insanely low temperatures. The North Shore, Trey Yen country, could be mid to high teens as the low 20s. And on the South Shore, mid to high 20s as the low. Oh, and by the way, the wind will be blowing and the wind chill for this weekend, single digits in Metro New Orleans in some areas. Predicted wind chill. Ouch. Who signed up for that? Rouse's Markets phone lines 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. I'm going to give the answers to these two questions in about 20 minutes unless you beat me to it. Why is there a large cut in the St. Charles Avenue neutral ground at Toledano, right past Louisiana? Mardi Gras season's coming up, hint, hint. Oldest movie theater in the world. It was on Canal Street. There is a bar restaurant in the downtown Hyatt Regency named after this. I'll give you a hint. It's something Hall. Something Hall. And it's not Annie Hall. Something Hall. Rouse's Markets phone lines 504-766-9480. 766-9480. We're on the radio, oh so fine, 93.9 FM, every weekday afternoon, 4 to 6. We're on television all over South Louisiana for about 6 more minutes, 4 to 5:30. 90 big minutes of fun on the TV every weekday afternoon, 4 to 5:30. Cox Channel 4, that's Your View, Louisiana. Cox Channel 4, 4 to 5:30 weekdays. We're on the charter system in Louisiana, Spectrum Channel 333. Spectrum Channel 333, 4 to 5:30 weekdays. Live streaming for 2 big hours, 4 to 6 o'clock weekdays, CoreyTalks.com. You can pick up the feed there, audio, video, live streaming, CoreyTalks.com. Yeah, link you up to our YouTube page or go to YouTube. Click on that search bar, put in Corey Johnson Neutral Ground. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost a thing. Spread the word. We're on YouTube the last few months, trying to build that up in 2023. Brett Martell, another Martell Monday about 10 minutes away. We'll find out about Willie Fritz, runner-up for Coach of the Year. You know, I mentioned last week when the Pels were about to go on the road trip, 2 games in Utah, then 1 in Phoenix. You know, it's like the Pels will probably go 1-2 on that road trip. And they had won 7 straight. They had won 9 of 10, 12 of 14. And that was part of the reasoning of why they're going to go 1-2. First off, on the road in the NBA, hardest of all major pro sports to win on the road in the NBA. Utah was a 500-ish club that was injured. They're getting healthy, so they're better than 500. They're kind of like the Pels in Phoenix. And then Phoenix is pretty damn good. I mean, they're loaded with talent. And the Pels not only took 1, and it was the 360 Zion dunk. Phoenix was motivated for game 2. Pels took game 2 in overtime. So Phoenix, you know, they're in revenge mode, having gotten, you know, swept basically by the Pelicans in New Orleans. And then Utah's better than advertised. So I figured a split in Utah and a loss at Houston, 1-2. A loss in Phoenix, 1-2 overall on the 3-game road trip. They went 0-3. And that wasn't shot. 0-3 was a better chance than 3-0 for sure. Maybe equal to 2-1 on that road trip, 0-3. But 1-2 was where the good money was, just because, you know, I think I used the example, you go to the casino, you lose 6-7 times in a row, you're due to win. Odds are you'll probably win the next time. Pels wins 7 in a row, 9 of 10, 12 of 14. Those are gaudy numbers. It's hard to sustain that. And then you have everybody gunning after you. No, so the road trip didn't shock me. It's not like a slump. It's not a major problem. 2 of the games were very, very, very close. 1 was an overtime game. Well, 2 actually. 2 of the 3 were overtime, I think. So I don't know. I don't see a problem with that. You're going to be like, Corey, how do you not see a problem going 0-3 on the road? Just because of so many things that were sort of lined up to make that possible. Pels are going to get healthier. Brandon Ingram will be coming back soon. And they're playing great basketball without him. They've got as deep a team, a great bench as almost any team in the league. No problem with it. Anyway, the Pels are back in action tonight. Doesn't get easy. After the 3-game losing streak, they are back at home at the Smoothie King Center. It's a sellout, by the way. So there'll be 16,000, 17,000. The upper deck pretty packed. The lower bowl jam-packed, loud, obnoxious. The Bucks are coming down with the Greek Freak, 21-8. The 21-8 Bucks at the Smoothie King Center. The Pels are 18-11. It is a pick'em ball game tonight. Usually get a few points for home court, so Vegas boys on a neutral court, like the 21-8 Bucks over the 18-11 Pels. That's tonight, Smoothie King Center. Tip-off in about an hour and a half. Little after 7 o'clock, hour and 40 minutes from now. Plenty of time to beeline down there and maybe get a ticket on the, aftermarket. Somebody selling their tickets. Anyway, tonight, Pels, Bucks, downtown New Orleans. Saturday, the Saints are in Cleveland. Saturday, noon kickoff. The low temp in Cleveland, 11. The high temp in Cleveland, 15. A big 4 temperature degree swing. An overnight low of 11. Temperature for the high, probably sometime during that Saints game, noon to 3 o'clock Cleveland time, 15 degrees. That's harsh. That's brutal conditions. That is brutal conditions. Brett Martell, a few minutes away, another Martell Monday. Hey, every day I mention we're on the radio. I mention we got live streaming. We're on YouTube. We're on TV. Every day brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kennebra, right on the corner, right on the price. The number 1 Ford dealership in the region, not in the city, not in the state, in the region. Number 1 Lincoln dealer in the region. The Lamarck Automotive Complex on the car corner, right on the corner, right on the price. And now across the parish towards the river, it's Lamarck Crescent City Ford. That's right. Legendary Crescent City Ford, the truck dealership, now Lamarck Crescent City Ford. Every day on radio, television, on YouTube. Brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex and now Lamarck Crescent City Ford. Hey, television audience, tomorrow, straight up 4 o'clock, be there. Yeah, you're right. We seamlessly continue on radio, live streaming, CoreyTalks.com, the aforementioned YouTube. It is holiday season. Still got a couple of $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. 766-9480 is the phone number. 766-9480. World's first movie theater, Something Hall. It was on Canal Street. There's a bar restaurant at the Hyatt Regency named after it. You know, I often say, no internet device, no cheating, no search engine, no Google, no Yahoo. You could probably call the Hyatt Regency Hotel and say, what's the bar restaurant there? It's got a funny name. I think it's named after the world's first movie theater. They'll tell you. And then you got $50. Get creative. Go around the rules. Be like a Marine. You know? Adapt. What's the thing? Adapt, overcome, persevere, something like that. It's not in that order or something. Adapt and overcome something. I don't know. Anyway, be like that. Don't cheat. Why is there a large cut in the St. Charles Avenue neutral ground at Toledano? I'm about to tell you why. Yeah, it is holiday season. $50 at the Woodhouse. That would be great. She would love that. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. There are a lot of folks out there this holiday season, diamond stores selling diamond engagement rings, diamond jewelry, diamond tennis bracelet, diamond stud earrings. Are they man-made diamonds made in a machine in about 3 weeks? Man-made diamonds flooding the market, only going to go down in value. Man-made, not like a natural diamond, a rarity, limited amount, only increase in value. 1 billion years old, over 1 billion with a B, a natural diamond. No, there's a major difference. All diamonds are not the same to begin with, different ratings. But my goodness, there is an obvious mistake if you're diamond shopping. Don't get suckered into the diamond store selling the man-made diamonds. I'm not going to say they're trash. They're not trash, but they're man-made. They go down in value. The market's only going to get flooded with them. There is a unlimited supply, and it's only going to get worse. Man-made diamonds, a no-no, especially for her. Get her the real deal, the $1 billion natural diamonds. Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, also home of your Breitling watches. Friend and Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street, in between Broadway and Carrollton. You do have a friend in the jewelry business, Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. Check them out. They're open, and they'll do a private appointment before they open, after they open, or after they close, I should say. You can sit down with Ken or one of his staff one-on-one for that special purchase. Yeah, this holiday season for her, Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. Speaking of Uptown, Tulane Willie Fritz, runner-up for AP Coach of the Year. Speaking of the AP, Brett Martell from the Associated Press just a few minutes away. I am a creature of habit. Monday, red beans and rice. I'm a New Orleanian. Also got that paneed chicken breast with the Italian breadcrumbs, the Italian seasoning, pounded out thin, crispy, yummy. Yeah, went to Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets today for lunch. The only non-Sicilian Italian dish on the menu, the red beans and rice special on Monday. They have lunch specials and dinner specials every day, all Sicilian and Italian, plus the lunch and dinner menu. They opened a few minutes ago for dinner tonight. They'll go till 9 p.m. tonight. You can check out the Pels on the TV at the bar or dine in the restaurant and experience some of the city's best Sicilian and Italian. You won't be disappointed. Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
At Home Paint and Decorating, our paints are in it for the long haul. In fact, our top bench more exterior paints come with a lifetime warranty. Not 25 years, not 50 years, we mean forever. You heard right. At Helm Paint, our top exterior paints have a lifetime warranty against chipping, peeling, and flaking. They also are mildew resistant. Imagine painting your home one time and being done with it. Visit any one of our locations today and make that once-in-a-lifetime purchase. Paint that has a lifetime warranty. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
For years, you've been hearing about the virtues of Springfield Wellness Center and their successful treatment of over 1,000 individuals who overcame their substance addiction. Now it's your turn. Here's Springfield's Dr. Richard Medier.
For over 20 years, we've successfully treated patients with substance abuse issues and have also had success with patients suffering from chronic stress, depression, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. We uniquely address restorative issues at the cellular level that impact mental health. We treat our patients with an intravenous nutritional supplement that helps restore various brain functions. Most of our patients have greatly reduced withdrawal symptoms. We work toward maximizing nutritional interventions while utilizing traditional medication interventions when needed. Our treatment works toward restoring the brain's health while returning the patient to a normal, dependent-free life.
Put your addiction behind you. Call Springfield Wellness Center now. 504-291-2800. That's 291-2800.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, the official jeweler of your New Orleans Saints.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Monday. Boy, a crappy day. Cold, wet, rainy. It doesn't scare Brett Martell. He was born in Maine. Brett's probably got on flip-flops, T-shirt, like a wife beater, and some short pants. How you doing, Brett?
I'm good, Corey. I don't think I've ever worn a wife beater, though.
Brett, you're never too old to learn.
Yeah.
Spill some beer on it, and you fit right in, by golly.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, you'd have to get a big gut going, Brett, and all that. So start eating pasta and ice cream right before you go to bed. And then, Brett, in a year or so when you're divorced because of my crappy advice, we can play lots of golf together and stuff like that.
Sounds good.
All right, man. And you'll have the wife beater on, and you'll want to beat me. You want to beat me up after all of that. Yes, bad advice from Corey Johnson. How are you, Brett?
Not bad. Not bad.
Good.
Yeah. It's a busy time again, doing the wrap-up on things weekend, and then I'm getting ready to cover Bucks against Pelicans.
Brett Martell, what the hell? Willie Fritz, runner-up, so close. AP, College Football Coach of the Year. Sonny Dykes from TCU wins it. Willie Fritz, runner-up, number 2. They were 2-10 last year. They're 11-2 now. You could argue he deserved it, but TCU playing some really good football this year.
Yeah, that's a tough one, and I think that TCU just gets the benefit in this case of being the power conference school that's in the playoff that ran the table and had some amazing. Well, it didn't run the table. I mean, it probably finally lost one, I guess, in the conference title game, but they had some amazing games along the way. So, that's. I don't know. It's really hard to compare the two, isn't it? And there were definitely some good arguments in Willie Fritz's favor, particularly just the almost unprecedented change in fortunes from one year to the next.
Yep. Tulane in 2 weeks from now, Brett, the game will have ended about an hour and a half ago. Monday, January 2nd, Cotton Bowl against USC. I don't know about you, Willie Fritz, this football team, as big as it gets in the history of Tulane athletics. I think you take care of USC, Brett, if Tulane wins. You could argue bigger than the 98 undefeated season. I mean, this is the Cotton Bowl, a major bowl. The 98 team didn't go to a major bowl. This is USC, a historic college football power that seems to be returning to that with Lincoln Riley and their new coach, new system. So, the Omaha trips that Rick Jones took a couple of times with the baseball team, this is as big as it gets for Tulane athletics in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, this, they built that new football stadium, and this was really the first year. I mean, I say new in 2014. This was really the first year that I saw multiple huge crowds. I mean, the on-field celebration after they won the conference title game. a lot of new experiences. And I mean, look, college football is just bigger in terms of overall profile and revenues and everything else than college baseball. I mean, as popular as college baseball is around here, and as much as we all love to go to these games at UNO and Tulane and LSU, I mean, look, I mean, it's not football.
Nope.
So to see Tulane going to a January 1st bowl game, and a major one for the first time basically since January 1st, 1940.
Yep.
You know, that's 82 years. So.
Yeah, it's insane. It's January 2nd, I guess, Monday. A noon kickoff from Arlington, from Jerry World. 16th ranked Tulane, 10th ranked USC. Both are 11-2. Brett, at the exact same time, Orlando, Florida, Citrus Bowl, noon kickoff. LSU, 17th ranked, will be taking on unranked 8-5 Purdue. I guess the thing that makes it interesting, all of a sudden, Drew Brees legitimately coaching the team on the sideline as an assistant coach approved from the NCAA. It's not a gimmick. It's not a warm-up or, you know, he's taking a test to see about maybe eventually moving into coaching. It's strictly him helping this team as an assistant, getting this opportunity under NCAA rules to do it.
Yeah, I think it's very intriguing and it gives the game
little twist,
an extra interesting storyline.
Yep.
It's particularly interesting in Louisiana because, I mean, he's a legend in this state now, and now he's coaching against LSU, which is, I mean, a team that he's been to LSU games and very much enjoyed. I think, you know, in most cases he would pull for LSU.
Yep.
Because of the extent to which he identifies with them after having played here for so long. So, you know, it's just a really interesting story, and his first instance of doing some serious coaching on a major college level. You know, I mean, I don't know how kind of.
I'm wondering if they brought him in because the starting quarterback is not playing, starting wide receiver not playing. They've opted out of the game. I'm wondering if they're bringing someone in like Drew Brees, like we got to back up. We need to accelerate his learning curve to get him ready for LSU. And they're bringing in like the master of that type of thing, someone that can explain things, break it down, cut through all the BS, figure out a game plan that best suits this backup QB to have any kind of a fighting chance against LSU. But
that would make sense on one level. I mean, Pete Carmichael Jr. has referred to Brees as a great communicator, you know, but, you know, he became such an elite football player. Sometimes it's hard for elite players to really get the most out of non-elite players because it's just, you know, they can't relate to limitations, if you will.
Yep.
But, you know, Brees made a career of overcoming limitations, you know, limitations in height and so forth. And so, you know, we'll have to see, but he definitely has the potential to be a compelling figure in coaching.
Hey, speaking of Pete Carmichael, he's not going to become the offensive coordinator of the Saints. I'm talking about Drew Brees. He's not going to become a coach. You know, I saw some social media posts about that. I'm like, Drew Brees is a businessman now. He just finished a, 20-year grind, a 2-decade plus grind of fully committed to playing the quarterback position. No breaks, 110% every day, every week, every month, every year. He's got a wife and 4 kids now. He's 40-something years old. He's got Jimmy Johns. He's got walk-ons. He's got Untuck It. He's involved in a lot of things. These sliders now. He brings in millions of dollars annually right now in money and endorsements. Coaching would be arguably as much, if not more of a commitment, especially on the college level with recruiting, for him to go coach, get into coaching. So no way, no how is Drew Brees coaching. That was my thought. And I think a few days after all of that, he kind of said as much. Drew Brees isn't coaching, Brett, right?
Like permanently, you mean?
Exactly.
On this bowl game?
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I think he, especially now with the 4 kids, he'll want to stay in a kind of a consulting role. He may, when his kids are older and, teenagers don't want to hang out with their parents as much or go off to college, whatever the case may be, he may have some competitive urges.
I just don't see it with too many businesses and too much money at stake, Brett. There's just no time. The pie's only so big. I mean, how do you relegate that to secondary, and you make coaching the primary thing, and then all those people that you've committed to, those companies I mentioned, hey guys, you're getting a guy who's sort of, back to like when I was quarterback and not the post quarterback in Breeze. I don't think that would fly over too well with the business. Well,
I do think with his businesses, he basically lends his face to all these businesses, but he's got a marketing manager that really oversees the day-to-day of his foundation and his business interests, and then just gives him periodic reports to say, this is working, this is getting us results, this isn't, maybe we'll divest from, do you want to divest from this? Do you want to invest more in that? So I do think that in that respect, he would be able to find the time to coach, but I actually feel like it's just too limiting of his freedom as a family man after having, like you said, been totally committed to being an NFL quarterback for 20 years. I think now's not the time for him to go back into coaching on a regular basis.
Brett Martell's with us, another Martell Monday. Hey, New Orleans, the temperatures are cold right now, and it's going to get dangerously cold on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You've got to have your heat working properly. If you have any heat problems, it doesn't matter if it's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Christmas night, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, New Year's night, Sunday, overnight, holiday, it doesn't matter. River City's Total Maintenance is there. Every day we broadcast live, radio, television, YouTube, from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. I always tell you, honest, air conditioning and heating experts that come immediately. That holds true during the holidays. And boy, when it's cold, dangerously cold, you got to have the heat working right. If you're having any heat problems or worse, your heat is not working at all, River City's Total Maintenance is there. 841-3300. Might be wise to remember that number. 841-3300. Easier thing to remember, their website, nolaac.com, nolaac.com, for all your heating needs. River City's Total Maintenance at nolaac.com. Yeah, we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios every day. Hey, Brett, speaking of cold, Saints play on Saturday. I love this time of year as we get into late December. No college. The NFL takes advantage, has some Saturday games. Saints Saturday, noon kickoff at Cleveland. Right now, the high temperature on Saturday in Cleveland is 15 degrees. The overnight low, 11. That is brutal. I went to that Chicago Bears NFC title game in 06, January of 06. I guess it was 06. That was the first year of Breeze and Peyton, and it was 22 degrees in Chicago for that game, and it was cold. 17, 15, 14, 13. That's just almost inhumane, Brett, right? You're from Maine. It's hard to play sports in those temperatures, isn't it?
I don't know. As a kid, you'd bundle up and you go out and play and that stuff. But I think as a professional, I don't know.
10, 12, 14 degrees. Could be wind chill of like 0 or something if it gets breezy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be rough. But the NFL does provide them with a lot of cold weather equipment and heat on the sidelines,
Yeah, that field at Cleveland might have heating under the field. Who knows?
All the modern ones usually do, so it just prevents ice and snow buildup from as fast as it would normally happen.
Yeah, it doesn't freeze over. It doesn't become a block of ice, and it keeps the grass alive.
So, I don't know. I mean, I think that, I've covered the Saints for a long time, and they've rarely performed well in outdoor late December cold weather games.
What you got left, Brett? Cleveland, Philly, who I think Hurts isn't playing this week. They might rest a bunch of players when the Saints play them, and then they finish up with? Is it Carolina? Who do the Saints finish up with?
at home against Carolina.
Yeah, so I mean, in theory, the Saints could go 3-0 and get to 8-9, and with a little help, they could backdoor it in the playoffs. I think it's a 1 out of 20 chance right now.
Right. They need to make up 2 games out of the last 3 on Tampa Bay, only because they lost that game to the Bucks. I mean, you can go back and look at that one game where they lost a 13-point lead in how many minutes. If they had won that game, they'd be in first place right now. The division would be theirs for the taking, in spite of how bad the season has gone.
The Bucks probably backdoored in. They got 3 opponents, all losing records, I believe.
Yeah. And if they win 2 of those games, there's basically no way the Saints can make it. They would need the Bucks to go 1-2, and they would have to go 3-0.
That would be fantastic, just to see the Saints as the NFC West champs at 8-9, a losing record, and then ideally go to Seattle for a little revenge. You remember they were what? 7-9 or something, and beat the Saints in the playoffs. That was nauseating.
That was the beast mode. The Saints had 10 wins. The Seattle had 7.
Yep, ugly. I think that was the first losing record team in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was 2010 too. So it was the season after the Super Bowl.
Yep. Brett Martell's with us. Another Martell Monday. Brett, the road trip with the Pels didn't shock me. I said this last week with you. Last week. I said they're on a 7-game win streak. They've won 9 of 10, 12 of 14. I think they're going 1-2 on the road. I think they're going to split in Utah and lose at Phoenix. And they went 0-3. I'll tell you what, 0-3, I would have bet is a better chance than 3-0. Even with all that, it's hard to win on the road in the NBA, and it's hard to sustain that greatness in the NBA, winning 12 of 14, 7 straight, 9 of 10. Nothing really shocked me, and it doesn't bother me. It doesn't worry me, Brett. It'd be nice to pull a little slight upset win tonight at home against the Bucks. I guess it'd be a slight upset. It's a pick'em game, but they win tonight against the Bucks. I feel really good. If they lose, I'm still not too worried. It's what they do over the next 7 or 10 games that will figure out what this road trip was all about. But I just think you're dominant like that for so long, and then you're going on the road and you're playing a team you swept a week earlier in Phoenix, and then Utah is 500-ish, but they were not healthy, and they're getting healthier, and I think they're better than 500-ish. It's just kind of the perfect storm for that 0-3. What do you think?
Well, I think so too. Utah was above 500. I mean, not a lot of.
Well, yeah, they were a game or two above.
They were above
16 and 14 or something like that.
Yeah, and they generally are viewed to have one of the toughest home environments in the entire NBA, in large part because not just because they're a one pro team town and the fans are totally into it, but because of the altitude and the travel and everything that goes into it. So, it's dry, it's high, and it can be difficult to sustain a good effort for 4 quarters. The Pelicans, they came out really flat in the first game in Utah and got blown out. But the second game they lost in overtime, maybe could have won that one. And obviously they blew a 24-point lead in Phoenix. So it's not like they went on the road and they were lackluster against teams with losing records and lost, lost all the games where it wasn't even close at the end. They went on the road and they probably should have won 2 out of 3, actually.
Definitely one of the 3, but yeah, you could argue 2 of the 3. Only the first game was rough.
Yeah, and it was against good teams. So
yep.
And again, without Brandon Ingram.
Yep.
And I know the other teams are missing some people too, but it's just this is not the playoffs. It's December of an 82-game season.
I do like how these games. I like the 3 games against Phoenix in 8 days. The 2 in a row there. The 2 in a row at Utah gives it a little playoff-ish fever in December. I like that NBA scheduling. Do you?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's good, and they just got to work on minimizing the back-to-back games. I think that the health data is showing that a lot of these stars, especially as they get old, they don't need to be playing 2 days in a row, and that's why you see what happens.
I think we've seen a lot of that this season. A lot of gaps between games. Hey, Brett,
Golden State couldn't play anybody though in New Orleans both times.
You've been to a World Cup or 2, haven't you?
3.
3 World
4.
Cups. Where?
4. I worked in 3. I attended 4. United States in 1994, Germany 2006, Brazil 2014, and Russia 2018.
Wow. Awesome, Brett. Good for you. Best sporting events you've ever been to, or Super Bowl or Final Four, or Saints playoff game, Saints Super Bowl, bigger sporting event? World Cup or the other things?
I think World Cup and Olympics are probably two of the best.
Yeah.
It's hard, they're different enough that it's hard to really say which one's better. I mean, I kind of like them all. Super Bowl's pretty spectacular for a one-game thing.
It's funny, like a World Cup, like a Super Bowl, you have hundreds of millions watching worldwide, hundreds of millions. World Cup, you have a few billion. It's insane. It's much, much bigger worldwide. Just we're the only country where it's not as big. Will we see a better World Cup final ever? I mean, that almost seemed like Drew Brees, 7 touchdowns, Eli Manning, 6 touchdowns. You got about 20 seconds, Brett, 15
Yeah,
seconds.
I don't know if you see one. I mean, that's about as good as it gets, There may be others that rival it. There's always great games every now and then, but that was one for the ages.
Yep.
And a great storyline with Messi finally winning it.
Yeah, no doubt. Good capped his career, and he says he's not done yet. Brett, always a pleasure. Thank you.
Take care, man. Great show.
That's Brett Martell. Check him out via the AP. Corey Johnson with you, 93.9 FM New Orleans. Mañana.